Augier's arrival at Alpha Mensae was deliberately designed to be timed with the red dwarf being behind the main star. This was to minimize radiation and other solar effects when the power-up of onboard systems were initiated. Now that all the systems were up and running and both stars were visible, he felt that the most risky part of the operation was out of the way. Everything going forward from here was apparently under his direct control, to exactly how he liked it. When someone or something was making decisions on his behalf, he felt totally vulnerable. Only when he was planning, analysing, reacting and deciding did he feel relaxed and in control. Giallo established a routine of sensor sweeps for nearby ice crystals, then a wider search for asteroids and other larger bodies crossing his path, punctuated by occasional updates on Hope and general system conditions. Once established, the routine was relaxing. He began to wonder what life would be like on the surface of Hope, so different from the enclosed environments of Mars. Though he'd never been one for reading the stories of Earth before the silence, he had read enough to think he would know what an experience of walking through fields in the sunshine would be like. There remained the element of doubt until he'd experienced it himself. The hours drifted past with only 3 minor course corrections around 2 of the denser ice crystal patches, and a precautionary detour away from the scattered tail of a comet-like object. Giallo could now be certain that, although there were some asteroids in Alpha Mensae, they were for the most part small, confined to a band some 400 million kilometres out from the main sequence star. Crossing that band would probably be the most dangerous part of the journey before landfall. However, at least by that time his velocity would have slowed by about a tenth of his current speed, giving him more time to manoeuvre, and Augier would be more responsive in the current situation. Trying to turn a blue whale was how one of his instructors had referred to Augier's manoeuvrability in the early stages of entering the system. Why they still made references to an animal that none of them had ever seen always puzzled him. It did lead to Giallo onto contemplating different life forms that he might encounter on Hope. The best calculations based on atmospheric readings, temperature, probable amount of sunlight reaching the surface revealed large ice caps and tundra. The majority of the planet's land masses would be covered in scrub and grasslands, interspersed with many small rivers. Most of the life forms were expected to be found in the oceans, so we were all readily able to balance out the possible changes in climatic conditions caused by the red dwarf's orbit. Maybe then Giallo would be the first human in generations to see a whale and report on its true turning ability.